6:48, time now for the morning rush. A city councilor is calling out an Albuquerque government committee this morning. Councilor Dan Lewis is demanding that the Accountability and Government Oversight Committee release the Office of Inspector General reports, with some dating back months. The IG says those reports point to the city misusing public dollars. We did reach out to the city for comment, but have not heard back.
Albuquerque's Gateway Center will soon have more space to help people in need. Last night, the City Council approved 2 contracts to add 100 more beds, 50 for men and 50 for women, bringing the total to 192. The $1.3 million expansion will be funded by the state.
The City Council also approved a contract with Youth Development Incorporated, a group combating homelessness among young adults. They will run a new facility at a former hotel on San Mateo and Cutler. The city says it'll provide housing for young adults currently at Gateway West. Ryan.
And we're sitting at 54 degrees in Los Lunas, near 90 degrees though, potentially this afternoon. 66 in Albuquerque, 57 Double Eagle, 46 Moriarty, 64 Rio Rancho. Cool mornings, more humid mornings, more clouds will build in today, slightly cooler today, and then much stormier, cloudier, and cooler tomorrow and Saturday.
2 Albuquerque City Council candidates, they are facing lawsuits aiming to keep them off the ballot. 2 lawsuits name District 1 candidate Stephanie Tejas and District 3 candidate Teresa Garcia. The suit asks the courts to order the Bernalillo County Clerk to keep the Westside candidates off the ballot, claiming that they did not get enough signatures by the deadline.
The Albuquerque Police Department is searching for a missing man they say may be in danger. 47-year-old Stephen Garcia was last seen leaving his home near Cattail Court and Grassland Drive after 9 last Thursday morning. Police say he was seen leaving with a handgun, wearing a green camouflage shirt and shorts, and his glasses. Anyone with information is asked to call Albuquerque Police.
A 19-year-old man is set to spend more than a decade in prison for a shooting death of a 16-year-old. The Curry County District Attorney announced that Giovanni Brown Johnson was sentenced to 11 years in prison. That was for the death of 16-year-old Demetrius Anderson. In that case, Anderson was found shot at the Clovis Apartments last year and died at the hospital. Ryan.
High-level clouds begin to move on through. Despite the humidity in Angel Fire, we're not dealing with fog this morning, but yeah, it's chilly out there. 35 degrees, 94% humidity, and that beautiful sunrise coloration on Wheeler Peak present. More clouds, more rainfall, lower temperatures are ahead.
The New Mexico State Fair begins today. Here's a look at some opening day specials. Today, only admission to the fair is just $2, as well as rides. They will also have $5 food specials from a variety of vendors at the fair. It's Law Enforcement Day, meaning admission is free for all New Mexico police officers with a valid ID.
Efforts to improve East Central are underway. This comes as the city of Albuquerque gets support from the state. Crews are tearing down an old auto body shop that's near Eubank that has been known as a crime magnet. The state land office hopes that the site will draw new housing or retail. The 1950s era building sits near the Home Depot. That's where other state land trust has recently been developed into senior living communities. Ryan.
And taking a look at traffic right now, no major accidents other than a rollover accident on I-40 West near Wantabo, so please drive carefully if you're headed that way. Taking a look at the Big I this morning, it is getting a little bit busier out there, but generally traffic is still moving, although a little bit more slowly out there. Again, please drive carefully. We'll have more updates later today.
Well, the Vatican is inaugurating an ambitious educational center that is inspired by the late Pope Francis's ecological legacy. The 55-acre estate just south of Rome is a utopian experiment that's in sustainable farming, vocational training, and environmental schooling. The project was inspired by a 2015 letter from the late Pope, which cast care for the planet as an urgent concern.
And now it's time for the 5 facts.
At number 5, the New Mexico State Fair begins today. Here are some specials they're running for the opening day. Today, admission is just $2. Rides will also be $2. And of course, the cuisine. They'll have $5 food specials from a variety of vendors at the fair. It's also Law Enforcement Day, meaning admission is free for all New Mexico police officers with a valid ID.
At number 4, efforts to improve East Central are underway as the city of Albuquerque gets support from the state. Crews are tearing down an old auto shop that is near Eubank that has been known as a crime magnet. Well, the state land office hopes that the site will draw new housing or retail to the area. The 1950s era building sits near Home Depot. That's where other state trust land has been recently developed into senior living communities.
And at number 3, Pacific moisture aloft is meeting up with low-level moisture from the Gulf to produce more widespread clouds, rain activity, and lower temperatures, especially starting tomorrow. We'll see more storms today, but it'll still be pretty warm for most. significantly cooler and breezier tomorrow.
At number 2, with Election Day approaching, 2 Albuquerque City Council candidates are now facing lawsuits aiming to keep them off the ballot. Well, the 2 lawsuits named District 1 candidate Stephanie Tejas, aiming to replace Luis Sanchez, and District 3 candidate Teresa Garcia, who is looking to take Clarissa Peña's seat. Well, the suit asked the court to order the Bernalillo County Clerk to keep the Westside candidates off the ballot, claiming they didn't get enough signatures by the deadline. We have response from both candidates on our website at KRQE.com.
And at number 1, a city councilor is calling out an Albuquerque government committee for allegedly withholding several reports from the public. Councilor Dan Lewis is demanding that the Accountability and Government Oversight Committee, or AGO, release the Office of Inspector General reports, with some dating back months. Councilor Lewis says the AGO has violated their charter for failing to release at least 9 IG reports. The IG says those reports point to the city misusing public dollars. The committee is also required to meet at least quarterly, and Lewis says at their next meeting, he's calling for the reports to be released. We reached out to the city for comment, but have not heard back from the mayor's office.